Now I did already do this yesterday, shortly after when I got this back from the service department at a Chevy dealership. Because when I was driving home, within an hour, 2-hour drive home, the service light came on and it started misfiring. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over how to replace your spark plugs and wires in your Astro or Safari van. I recently paid to have that done professionally at a dealership service department because they use GM OEM parts. And let's just say we'll get into that, but it didn't go as well. So I'm going to take you through step by step. This is going to be a part 1 of a part 2 series. The first part here is going to be accessing the engine and how you access it, and part 2 will actually be doing the steps on removing and replacing the spark plugs and wires. So first thing we've got to get to is the engine. Actually, in these vans is from the inside. It's called the doghouse. I got to pull that off. Just to make things easier though, I'm going to pull off the seat. It's just a little bit easier to access, be able to see better what I'm doing. And yeah, so let's rip off the seat here. Alright, real quick, the tools you're going to need to pull this doghouse off. We'll just start from this side. You're going to need a T30 Torx bit. Alright. You're going to need 13 and a 15 millimeter socket. This was just to take off the chair. That's 19 millimeter. You're going to need a long extension. It's about 18 to 20 inches. I have a small one too, just for the parts that don't need that. Of course, a socket wrench. And I got a drill for the Torx bit I'm going to use first. So let me swing it around over here. Alright. So, again, this is the doghouse. You're going to start with the Torx bit. There's 2 Torx screws on this side and this side. So first, we're just going to pop those out. Alright. One. And I recommend getting yourself a little cup or something to store your bolts. Okay? Don't want them rolling around. Let's go to the other side. Easy. Don't forget to remove this little carpet piece down there. It's just Velcroed. Put that aside. Alright, this next part might seem a little intimidating if this is your first time doing it. But basically, other than those 2 screws, it's just kind of fastened in with some plastic fasteners, if you will. But they can be popped out. Just grab them this from each side, right around her, and give it a, good tug. See what I mean? And then you just have, this is for your 12 volts or your cigarette lighters over here. If you see this, just make sure you undo that clip. Real simple. And this is just from the stereo, a little extra USB port. And that's it for the main part of the doghouse, okay? Oh, there's my phone. Put that aside somewhere. Alright, next piece you need to remove is this kind of black plastic piece. Alright, I suggest starting at the base first here. Just give it a snug pull. It'll come out. And also on the left side, that'll just slide out here. And then the right side, sorry, the left side, you're just gonna pull this part off like so. And put this aside. Now we're gonna focus down here first. We're gonna undo these 2 and then these 2, both 13 millimeter socket. Let's grab that. I don't think I need the long extension yet. We can just use the short one here. And that's 15, let's use 13. Bing. So I suggest starting with these 2 first, and then we'll attack the ones at the base here. All right. And underneath this is the engine, of course, just if you're wondering. Now, I did already do this yesterday, shortly after when I got this back from the service department at a Chevy dealership. Because when I was driving home, within an hour, 2-hour drive home, the service light came on and it started misfiring the third cylinder. I found out that later when I went to AutoZone, and yeah, so I knew something was up with the third cylinder. The wire, it tells you to replace the spark plugs and wires there, and I just had that done. So you'll see once we get to the bottom of this, you'll see what they did. Let's just say I'm not going back there. I'll do it myself. All right, again, once you get those two off, I was saying, store them in a cup somewhere safe. And then the bottom here, these are both 13 millimeter. Now, the reason why I paid to have this done, as you can see, it's a process just to get at the engine and everything. I said, you know, go to a certified dealership. You know, I went there, ordered the parts and everything, OEM. You'll see. I just didn't want to do it. Now I'm doing it. If you want something done right, sometimes you got to do it yourself. Okay. Safely stored. Take off these two pieces here. Put those aside. They're marked right and left, so you know where to put them back once you're ready to put this all back together. Put this out of the way. Now, way back here, this is where the long extension comes in absolute necessity. I don't know if you can see back there. There's a bolt back there you got to access, and back there as well. All right. So let's grab that long extension. This is those are 15 millimeter. Or you're gonna need your 15 millimeter socket and the long extension to get at it. Trying to show you how it's done here. I will say the driver's side one's a little bit easier to access. Let's start with the passenger. Okay, I'll get around to the other side. All right, I think we're there. Okay, and as you can see, it's much easier to work with when you don't have the passenger seat here. All you're gonna do is just pull this off. See what I mean? Oh, jeez. Don't forget to unhook this piece here. Dope. All right, now put this aside. I was in here yesterday. I'm gonna show you what I found. All right, so this is the Beast 4.3 liter Vortic engine. It's been doing well for me ever since I brought it in for just a little spark plug and wire change. And what we're looking at, these three wires on this side and this side, also this wire, the coil wire. These are the spark plug wires. They connect to the distributor here, which I don't need to replace that. I've already figured out the problem. The wires come down, and these three hook up to the three spark plugs on this side, 5, 3, and 1, and on the right side, 2, 4, and 6. As I said when I drove home, but within an hour, the wires or the engine started. The check engine light came on, and something was off. I went to AutoZone. You can do a little diagnostic there for yourself. In about 5 minutes, you find out what's going on. It said P P0303. Pretty much meaning the third cylinder was misfiring. So it tells you to replace the wire and the spark plug. So once I got the tools you just saw there, I was able to rip this open yesterday and take a look at what they did. Another thing, they put in wires that I didn't order because they said the ones that I ordered OEM did not fit, so they put these in, which are doing great the first hour. I don't think that's the issue, but these are not what I ordered. And they didn't tell me until I picked up the van. That's a whole nother issue. Anyways, if you look closely, there are some clips here. Like this one's shining in the sun, and that's holding the wires together. Those clips are very important. They keep the wires together. Again, hey, I want to give a shout out. Thanks, Mike Zakopoulos. I watched your video on this, so thank you. I knew what to look for. But yeah, these clips hold the wires and keep them away from the engine. Let's take you over here. So as you can see, I'll get you way down there. Now this wire is just going off into left field, and it's tough to see down there, but it's just laying on the block. Long story short, it melted right through. This is for cylinder number 3, spark plug number 3, and that's the one that misfired. They didn't put the clips back on, as you can see here. And I'll attach a picture here so you can see a little bit better. But basically, just because they didn't put the clips back on, that wire is just not where it's supposed to be and melted through. Way back there too, there's another clip. So I ordered some new clips, and for the new wires, they got those on order. But man, yeah, I called them and they say, oh yeah, we're gonna need your van all day for diagnostics. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but you know, the other side's all secure. I don't know. Not a good feeling there. Won't be going back there ever. I don't think I'll ever let anybody work on my baby again. So anyways, that's how you access the engine. We're gonna pull all these wires off because I got OEM in the mail. Some good parts that, again, Mike Zakopoulos, thank you, you recommended them. Some AC Delcos that I originally ordered anyways. And for the next video, we're gonna rip those off, put in the new ones. Like I said, you gotta access them from here, so we're gonna have to take off. This is why I paid for it. I didn't feel like doing it. We're gonna have to take off the tire, most likely, to get in there tight. I've already kind of pulled this down a little bit to see what was going on back there. I don't know if you can see that wire's just hanging low. Because they didn't attach it with the clips. But yeah, not to beat a dead horse, we got the tools to get in there, remove those, replace them. The spark plugs are right. Let me show you the spark plugs they took out actually. So they put in the OEM spark plugs that I ordered and, you know, paid for, which was nice. Those are all in there. I might still take a look at number 3 and show you guys how to take them out. Mike Zakopoulos' video showed me how, but yeah, I'd say these were kind of due. I mean, some of these they're pretty. What? Yeah. So it was driving well, you know. If those clips were just attached, probably wouldn't have an issue with the wires, but all those are coming out. But I think I'm okay with the spark plugs. So I guess that would be it for this one. When you tune in for part 2, that's where I'll actually be getting our hands dirty and replacing the wires and maybe a plug, just for visual benefit. Is there anything I'm missing?